Hi there, this is Val with Folk Art Wings, and I finished a journal that I think is really lovely, and I'm going to list it in my Etsy shop. I just wanted to go do a quick flip through as fast as I can. And we'll start off with the packet I throw in. There are safety pins, tags, buttons, and stamps, tickets, string, fabric swatches, butterflies. There are fussy cuts, some little tags, and 3x5 cards, origami paper, a little bit of everything, a little butterfly there. And that's included. And I tied it up with this lovely old satin ribbon that I've had in my stash for probably 30 years at least. And I dyed this when I dyed some of my papers yellow. And so it's a tie closure. And I included a little tassel, which I have a how-to in another video on how to make these. Very, very simple, but it's using your book pages. Don't want to throw anything away. That's included. This little doily has been hand dyed in an aqua colored eco bath. And it's double wrapped with the ribbon. Pull this all out of the way. Let's try and stay in frame with it. It's a really big journal. I thought this cottage picture was just absolutely beautiful, so you can attach it to the front or use it wherever you would like. It's been reinforced with a calendar page on the back. And inside, I did a little printable here with journaling words and all, and it's blank on the back, so you can use that as little pieces to put in your pockets. Handmade a very large bookmark with the same satin ribbon and an antique button. Sewed 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of lace and ribbons and burlap together. And then I did a nice solid backer board and I laminated it. And this is 2 book pages from a lovely book. And it says, "Awake, O north wind, and come thou south, blow upon." And then the back of it is all kinds of herbs and plants that grow, and great little artwork, I thought. And it makes a sturdy backer board so that if you have a lumpy page, you can put that down and continue the journal and it not interfere with the level of your writing. So in the first signature, let's see. I need to stand it up and show you this. Hope I can keep it in. You've got 5 signatures. Okay, that's the back and the binding. Okay, and we've got beads, dangle beads in each of the signatures. And the book is so big I had to, I think it's 10¼ by 8 and 3-inch spine. And so I had to extend a lot of pages in different ways. And I did a lot of sewing throughout. Did a nice little pocket here with a little swatch and included some craft paper to write on and some coloring book page and a journal card to write on and a wonderful black and white ink drawing out of a garden book. And we've got tea-dyed paper, and I punched the edge. And this is just a piece of scrapbook paper, craft paper. And I did a little button flower here with an antique button, little French knots all around. And a lot of extending here and reinforcing and a collage. Very pretty. Same thing here, some of my own pen and ink. I did a little paper swatch strip to put down the edge of this calendar page. Things have been inked. Some things are coffee dyed, some things are tea dyed. Just tried to do a lot of punching, a lot of decorating. Map pocket with a little cat on it. It's sewn and there's punching. And then I've loaded all the pockets up with plenty of stationery. This one's folded in half so you can take the whole sheet and write on it and lay it down on a busy page. For instance, like if you wanted to, you could put it down this lower section. Any page would do. But you can keep it folded and tucked in right on both sides. And there you go. Time cards. Children's book page from dictionary. Cardstock. A book from Janet Marsh's book. She does wonderful illustrations. This is tea-dyed paper, stationery. Another atlas page, mulberry paper. This is an old page from a French book with the notes still written on it. When pages are this dark, they do get fragile, so if you wanted to, you could just layer on this and it would reinforce it. If whoever receives this, a journal. If I keep it, that's what I'm going to do. Graph paper, and we're in the center of the first journal. And here's our bead dangles. And mostly the same paper you're going to see, so it won't dawdle. You can see this is heavy dyed. It's stationery paper. It's got flaws. Everything does. When you put them in a dye bath, they soften sometimes, but that still adds to the character. At least it does for me. Little stamping on this notebook paper. Extended it with some scrapbook paper. I love this picture out of a Pinocchio book. The illustration's so cute. And I just taped it down with some washi tape so you could write on the back. It'd flip out. Got a little reinforcement here with washi tape. I did a corner pocket on this calendar page. It's got a coloring book part on it. And so I did a pocket with a little swatch that's been sewn together. And then I've got all these journaling tags in this pocket. And then on this side, I've reinforced with more offcuts of scrapbook paper. And this one's got an advertisement of an old book that I've got. And I've done a lot of extensions here. This edge right here, I don't know if you can see it close enough, but it's hand-painted roses. And I just took a photograph of roses I had painted on a piece of furniture. I used to do hand-painted furniture for sale at the retail shows. And I printed it out and then put that on the edge here to keep that all reinforced and extend the page. And then I put a pocket over here with lots of faded construction paper and coffee stained paper. Did a little swatch there. It says right. And then this is a children's sight word card, flashcard, coloring book page, full sheet, and a full sheet of children's writing paper when they're just first learning how to write. I was a kindergarten aide, and so they used that paper for the children. Did a little collaging here. Paper, craft paper again. And we've got a pocket on the back of the signature. I made this with layering different offcuts, about 4 or 5. And then in here I've got some stationery, coloring book page with birds. More children's writing paper, a tag, writing on the back, sewn all around. Some scrapbook paper that's punched, and another piece of scrapbook paper that's been punched, and some little writing note paper. So there we go. Second signature is beautiful. It's wallpaper. I put a little tab on the end here and folded over, made a pocket. And then they always have the writing of all the stats for the wallpaper, so I covered it up and sewed all around it with another piece of paper. And then this is folded writing paper tucked in the pocket, and a punched edged book page with poem and beautiful artwork on this side. My still in frame, there we go. And this is heavy coffee dyed paper from cookbook. And then I just did a waterfall flip up notes that you can use, and decorated it on this side too, so it will look pretty. This is old writing paper with graph paper on the back. It's in tan. I thought it was really unique. But anyways, I did a little collage there. It says ideas and then a little sticker. This is coffee stained paper, little pleated book page. Beautiful page from an art book with a poem on the back. Waterfall here. This is an image that I copied off of a cross stitch I did when I did, you know, you get the frames and you put everybody's family pictures all around. I put the, I had cross stitched this years and years ago and put that in the middle of that picture frame. And so I took it out, scanned it, and so now I can use that in my journals. Some old play money, different kinds of papers and book pages to write on. This is from a calendar page, wallpaper again, coloring book page to cover up all the stats like I did before. This is just layered paper on top of layers of other papers sewn around. And this is from a book page of nature images. This is an envelope, and I've done a collaged index card, put a little paper clip with some vintage ribbon on it, and hooked that to the back side of the envelope. And on the inside, put a couple of things in here to give you something to color or just fold and put a little white tissue paper glued down on it. And I'm getting in the wrong slot, part of the slot there. And you can still write on it when you do that. I use that a lot by putting tissue paper or vellum down. And more paper and a collage tag, which is an old card catalog index card. And I have thousands of those, and I sell them online. And coffee dyed parchment. This is another calendar page I've sewn all around, and I put one of my eco papers, and this you can see all the veins of the basil, purple basil, real pretty. And this is an eco dyed paper. The color's absolutely gorgeous. This is a book page from French book, scrap of paper, of course ledger paper, and some more eco dyed paper, kind of an acid yellow. And then here is book page that I did a little belly band and put a little antique button, very old, from the 20s, I think, and made a flower out of it. And then more of the pen and ink drawings from the garden book that I have. And some copy dyed paper and a journaling spot with a beautiful image on it, sewn all around. And on the back side of that book page, we've got a pocket out of an index card with antique ribbon and a little butterfly collage and a folded piece of graph paper, plenty of spots to write on in this journal. I just thought it turned out really well, and lots of fun to look ahead working on. And more of the pen and ink from that garden book. And I punched the edges of some stationery, and I fussy cut this little image out of a magazine, backed it on book page, fussy cut that out, sewed it onto this paper. And so you can write on the back and a nice little tag there. Scrapbook paper, eco dyed paper, and some stationery, and we're in the center, and we've got some nice little beading on the end of the strings there. This is the back side. You can see pinks with the yellow on that eco dyed. And in this pocket, we've got a folded piece of pink printer paper, notebook paper. Another page out of the, two of them, out of the poetry book. One's got lots of artwork on it. This one's got a lot of poetry on it. And another example of my pen and ink, a tag, and then a very heavy coffee dyed library index card that's been sewn all around. And I just plunk it right there and put the little flap here. And you can label this to let you know, remind you of what you've gathered in that pocket. Say this was your trip to Italy, and you want to put photos in there. maybe this whole signature would be filled with those mementos. And this is the back side, of course. I'm just going through it. You can see how different the pages might have more impact on this side of the signature than the front. This has been sewn all around with the calendar page. That's our our envelope flap. And all this is extended and layered for writing. And I took a book page here and, excuse me, put a little tab on the envelope. I made the envelope out of the book page, put some offcuts of various different papers, bridge scorecard, cute little journal card with some artwork on it. And that all fits tidy in the envelope. Okay, I won't do that right now. Excuse me. Hope that helps. And we're on the back side, almost done. You can see how I had to extend. Got a little cute collage here on the corner pocket, and just put a laminated card in. You can attach photos on both sides and a tag. Thought that was really cute. The colors coordinate real well. Made a pocket out of book page and put a sticker on it. Sewed the sticker on, and then put this folded piece of parchment that I also punched the edges. And then this is an eco-dyed piece. I don't know if you can see that well enough, but you can see I did ferns on this one. Just beautiful impressions. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we're at the back of that wallpaper signature. And so in that pocket, I've got more note paper, coloring book strip, and a journal card that's been collaged. And then this journal starts out with scrapbook paper, and I did an extension and zigzagged it. Put a real cute little tag on the end, paper clip, decorated paper clip. This is a copy of a page that was in an old school book. It actually is from 1939, was dated, and the student's name and notes that she took. So I enlarged it and kind of changed the color a little bit so it blended with this particular journal. And put offcuts here that are sewn down. This is a book page from a how-to craft book, and the colors worked well. I thought it was really pretty. And you can glue photos on that. Plenty of writing space, mulberry paper, punched book page, decorated book page. And what I did here was cover up a spot with coloring book page so you can color on it, or use this to frame your photos, or put a journal card and just attach it with washi tape or glue it down, and put some antique hand-dyed yellow lace, punch the edge, made a belly band. Oh no, it's not a belly band, I'm sorry. A waterfall here with various papers. Again, this actually is wallpaper right here, the tan one. Just assorted pieces for you to write on. Colors coordinate. Pretty book page out of a poetry book. Loved the artwork. It was a little, I had to extend so many pages. This one was too big. So I had to fold that down, reinforce it with some strip and sewing on one side. And then on the flap, I did a pleated paper with a little decoration here. And I love that artwork. And got this artwork out of a children's book page and added the butterfly. They're at a picnic. Thought that went real good with splashing in the water. Of course, I don't know how good the mermaid fits with a with a picnic, but that's okay. But that's a little collage there, and some eco-dyed paper. Beautiful color. And it feels so, I can't tell you, it's like almost like a piece of suede. Book page, decorated, and just a little bits and bobs, as they say, collaging on both sides. Children's book page, calendar book page, not book page, calendar page, but it had coloring pages in it. I thought that was real cute. And I did a swatch of paper, book page swatch, and then sewed it down and put this image of a button, and it says "Some Fierce Thing," and that's just, the button is cut off a magazine. It's not a real button. Antique lace that I dyed. This is from a music book, and the artwork is so fabulous. It's from the 40s. Just absolutely love them. And the color aqua matches the book so well. This is baker's paper. I reinforced the edge with some zigzagging. But what happens when I do my eco dyeing and tea dyeing and so on, I take a sheet pan and I layer it with the baking sheet parchment and all of the dyes. And then I start laying all the papers on it and stick it in the oven and bake them and dry them out. And it picks up all the dyes that leach out through the bottom of the stack of papers, and it bakes it in, makes it all crinkly. I love that paper, so I try to use that a lot. Did one of those paper swatch strips again. Nice little pocket here. I've got some pen and ink again from that garden book that I love. I stenciled on some music sheet. This is an offcut from a calendar. This is a paint chip backed and sewn around with book page. This is cardstock and a sticker sewn down, another sticker sewn down, and a collage journal piece and journal card, and some craft paper that's lined on one side and blank on the other. So plenty of writing space, you can see. Back to the back side with the book page. This is old, I forget what they call it, construction paper. And it's very, very old children's drawing paper, really. And I stamped on it. Remember to stop and smell the roses, and did a little collage up there. This is a very large French book that I did a heavy coffee dye on. And I did a little collage here, and had to fold it down because it was too long, and added the hand-dyed crochet lace, and did a collage here, some stamping, coffee dyed, collage, some punch down on the edge, a belly band that you can write on and journal, and it's been decorated a little bit. And in that is a piece of wallpaper. You can see the stats I talk about. And I've got some thick mulberry paper and some delicate mulberry paper, and this metallic image from wrapping paper. I thought it was gorgeous, just gorgeous. And I punched the edge of the book page and did a little collaging with an old stamp there. Same thing here, I used an old stamp, and I added a envelope that I eco-dyed in pink. And in the envelope, you've got some hand-dyed index cards for library catalog again, some scrap paper. This is cardstock, and I sewed a sticker down. This is folded cardstock. This one's ink, this one is not. And I sewed down a sticker here. And then this is an offcut from flashcards for children. There's sewing on the envelope. And fold that back down. This book page is very large. I reinforced it with another book page and another book page, and then the envelope is set down. And so this is very thick and very hefty. When it was too wide, and so I turned down a flap, and I added some hand-dyed ribbon here and one of my button flowers that I French knot and sewed together. And on this side, I've got my tissue paper glued down to the back of a heavy coffee dyed book page, and it diffuses the writing. And this is what I'm telling you can do. I don't care how wrinkled or torn it is from a package, save it, and you can just glue down with white PVC glue, real thin coat on the book page, and then lay out your tissue paper and use a credit card or gift card to smooth it out, and then you've got a great writing surface. It has a wonderful texture too. This is stationery that in the center of this signature I made into pockets folded it in half, and you've got a nice sturdy pocket with hand-dyed lace at the top, ruffled lace. And this is eco-dyed paper. They're all unique. These are not copies when I say eco-dyed papers. They're all original that I did. This is just some stenciling on music sheet, but it's pretty. And a piece from an almanac page. I always love reading those things. This has just got a little punched edge and some sewing, decorating some parchment paper. And this actually is an original watercolor image I cut up the whole thing. I wasn't going to frame it, and I had stopped doing watercolors. I started it again, but I'd already cut this up, so I made it into a tag that you can journal on. And another piece of it is here in the other pocket. And then we've got some stenciling on music sheet, more of that parchment paper, another page from the almanac, and some more of that lovely eco paper. Those pockets are full. This thing is full all the way through. Decorated the edge and had to make a flap there. Put more of that gardening black and ink, pen and ink illustrations. I just love that. You can see how heavily this was coffee dyed. It was in an eco bath with leaves and coffee, and it really took and absorbed there's a lot of cotton in this particular book page, and so it really soaked up the dyes. And just put it down with I glued it down, then decorate it with some washi tape. And this is hand-dyed Clooney lace. And then we've got another book page that, a double book page really. And I put another image of my rose paintings there to reinforce it. And on this side of the book page, you've got another pocket from a storybook. It's so precious. And then I've got more yellow parchment paper. I've got scrapbook paper decorated with this cute little flower button. An offcut from that calendar that I used earlier. And a pen and ink art from myself. And more of that craft stationery, this blank on one side, lined on the other. A nice little tag with antique hand-dyed lace, and then a journal card with that's been sewn down, a little floral image sewn down with golame threads on cardstock for a journaling card. Coffee date paper, more scrapbook paper, the French book paper. I love that mottled look. And a nice little collage on the drawing paper, the book page, children's dictionary book page. This is a full pocket over here. It's decorated like the other one was in the front of the signature. And I've got some play money offcut from that calendar that you saw. This is scrapbook paper that coordinates with it. This is a full page out of a Victorian floral book. And more of that beautiful suede-like eco-dyed paper. You can see the leaves on this one with the stem and the veins. Came out really well. And two tags. This one's collaged and sewn all around to a library index card. More of that baking paper, the music paper, the coloring book calendar page. You can see the rest of that 1939 book page I was telling you about. Flips up, plenty of writing space. Children's book page again. Antique ribbon decorating the edge of that plain page. But on the other side is that beautiful scrapbook paper. Book page. More of that eco-dyed paper. Poetry. Coloring book with the antique lace. More coloring book. And I put the little black antique corners that I found at a yard sale years ago. Did a little collage here. More decorating, inking, mulberry paper. I do happen to have, from a yard sale, I got a library books stamp. The person that was having the sale must have been a librarian. That's all she really had. I got the index cards from a friend that's a librarian, but this was just novel and something I picked up. And a flip up, beautiful pocket out of origami paper with a stamp sewn down. And this is a note card. If I use this as a flip up, so you can hide your writing on the bottom part of it. You can write this way, tuck it in. Pretty, isn't it? Love this. This is actually from a calendar too. And we've got almanac page and journaling spot. More of that notebook paper, notepad paper. One of my own print ups. Some parchment paper and 2 tags. One collaged with a little tag on it, and this one's been sewn all around, and then I sewed around that sticker. Pretty, isn't it? Coordinates so well. That's the end of that signature. Now we're on to, I think, is this next to the last? Let me see. Oh, sorry about bumping that. Just want to see if I am at the end or not. No, this is number 4. Okay, this is wallpaper too. Isn't it beautiful? It's been grunged up deliberately by the wallpaper company. And I did a little collage here with a little girl's face there. And just decorated a little bit of washi tape on some writing paper, some stationery, my pen and ink, 2 little tags. One someone gave me, and I put antique lace on the top. And then I just decorated the index card here with scraps and sewed, and looks real cute. And this is a page from Janet Marsh, her book. And this is children's dictionary page that's very, it was very weak. So what I always do is I glue it to another sheet. And it did allow me to sew on it and not tear it, which I was really testing it just to see if that would work. And I reinforced it with this fold here. And I had it backed on this one of the useless pages out of a music book because there's no music on it. And I thought, well, I'll back it with the support the I love the children's dictionary book page. And so I wanted to save it as best as I could. I've got a little journal card that's been decorated here. And you've got a little paper clip decorated. A little collage on book page. Nature image. I just thought it goes with the theme of the book. And little strips of paper to decorate this book page. This is a needlepoint book page, cardstock. I stenciled a little bit on some craft paper. And this writing paper I decorated with an old embroidered flower and different book page strips. Collaged it. And then we've got a strip of note paper here for you to write on, and it's attached to a book page. And then on the back side we have a printout of the journal pages that I like to put in my journals to write on, especially if I have to-do lists that I want to put in there. This little wood bird glued to a little collage on drawing paper. And then I made a little pocket here out of a little teeny insert that's in a calendar book, and I just added some folded piece of scrapbook paper. You can write on both sides. And then one of the library index cards, it's been eco-dyed. I've got some ribbon attached to it, a little collage. Music sheet paper, been tea-dyed. A punched book page that teaches illustration. Just some notebook paper that I stamped on and put some washi tape on. This is one of those baking parchment sheets. Look at the color. Isn't that fun? Oh, it's just so beautiful. And more tea-dyed paper. No, that one's coffee-dyed. French paper that I've sewn to another piece of paper for support on it. And then I've attached another piece of graph paper to it so you can write on that. And just really pretty. And calendar book page that I've sewn all around to scrapbook paper. Done a collage here, and you have plenty of writing space. I've got a double pocket. This is the front. I think I must have missed that when I did the flip through on the front. Let me check real quick. Okay, I think this is the beginning. We haven't come to the middle of this signature, I don't think. Okay, and each signature has beads on it, if I didn't show you the last ones. This has got folded stationery paper. Okay, just tuck it in there. Coloring book page. Most of these are fold out. Some are small offcuts. And a 3x5 card. Flip that up. Decorated some scrapbook paper there. Did some stenciling on graph paper that I backed it with. And, oh, here's the other side of it. So I think this was the center of, that was the center. And this makes great writing space, or you can include photos or tickets or things that you want to remember that are special. And then in this pocket, we've got coloring book page, message page, scorecard from a game, a stationery page from a note book from construction company that was a freebie. We've got a bird picture from a calendar page backed with scrapbook paper sewn all around. This is an order sheet paper that I used to make jewelry, so I did a lot of ordering of small pieces from this company, and I used that. It's got some cute images on it, stenciled it a little bit, decorated a little bit. This is the coffee stain paper with a little image sewn on it. Book page, and I sewed that to another piece of paper to reinforce it and did some stenciling. And we're at the back of all those beautiful papers that you've already seen. On this fourth signature, the drawing book, the music page, pretty butterfly. Eco dyeing, you can see all the basil leaves here and all the veining. And drawing paper again. Seed catalog, not a seed, a seed packet. I tore off the front and put that down on the book page here. Did a little collage. Writing paper and the brown craft paper stenciled. Heavy cardstock. Book page. Another book page. Love that. Punch the edge. We're coming to the end soon here. We've got a little 2 pockets. I did use 3 by, I think these are 5x6 cards. And I made pocket 1 and pocket 2 here. Decorated them. This one says thoughts for the day. This says what's up. A little angel with a chipboard frame. Little scrapbook paper. Actually that was a strip from a magazine. And I folded it and pleated it. And so I did journal cards. This is napkin. And decorated one of those index cards there. And then in this pocket, we've got an index card that's been decorated. And 2 tags. And a little pin with a little doodad dangle on it. And a lot of sewing. Made a pocket out of this corner from a children's book page. And I put a big giant tag in the pocket with this pretty flower, felt flower. And just some photo images, some offcuts of stationery and origami paper. And it says, beauty is an attitude. And it's folded in half. And decorated with, I did a flap on the book page. And that book page is from Janet Marsh's book. And did a little washi tape to decorate it. And then a little collage here. I had this image from somewhere, and I can't tell you where I got it, don't remember. But it's an old postcard. And glued that down to cover up some of the stats on the wallpaper. This is the last signature here. And hope I'm still in frame. Okay, I extended it. You can see this is a photocopy of the back of a book. It looked like wood, but it really wasn't. But I just thought it was so awesome. So I printed that up and extended, folded over and extended the scrapbook paper. Did a little image of a bird there. Cute little paper clip with very vintage Golame ribbon. Makes a tag. And a little silhouette there. Just decorated wallpaper. decorated as much as I could. I thought this page was great with the color, but I wanted to add more color, so I just cut out all these butterflies and glued it down. And then I sewed all around the paper. Did a little collage strip here, and I punched the edge. Same thing with the map, just a little sticker I added there. And this was from an atlas. I did layering of images here and printed that up and sewed, glued it down to book page and sewed all around it. Put another the back of the book page with scrapbook paper. And I sewed all around that and put a little note there. And I put a little colorful tab on the edge and punched the edge and decorated with butterfly. We have more of that baking sheet. It's got some of the pinks and browns. A book page from Emily Dickinson's Poetry for Young People, and a little collage and decorated the inside. Writing paper with some stamping, and I sewed this strip down to it and put a fussy cut butterfly on it. This is from an almanac, and I put a belly band on the back of that almanac book page. And in that, I've got black and white images from a garden book that I did a heavy coffee dye, and then I did I used a rolling stamp that you could do when people were doing paint graining and stuff like that on their walls, which I did do that at one time. And I just used white paint and then offcuts from various different papers. This made a little waterfall. I thought that was cute. And put that all in the belly band. And then we've got some architectural wrapping paper that I got from a friend who had actually was the artist for to design that paper. And I've got pockets that are folded in a couple of places, so we actually have 3 pockets. So I've got game pieces, index cards, dyed library index cards, scraps, offcuts, tucked in there. In this pocket, I've got dyed index card with a tag and some ribbon and some offcut scrap paper. And you can use it in any way, and a nice journal spot, plenty of writing space. Put that in that pocket. And then in the back pocket, I've got offcuts of scrap paper. And stick that in, and we've got the heavy coffee dyed French book page. Then the children's book page, some scrapbook paper, and I extended it. And then I did a fold out of, you can write on the back, and a fold out of coloring book page. And there's plenty of writing space there. Decorated with some washi tape and inking, and you can color it in. This is that coloring book page from a calendar, and I decorated it with my hand-painted roses that I copied on my scanned and made a print out of. And then I tried something different. I cut 2 slots in the music sheet paper and just ran my journal card right through the slots. I thought that was kind of novel. I hadn't seen anyone do that, but I'm sure someone has. There's nothing new under the sun. But that's tea-dyed music paper. Here's our inky, eco-dyed in the blues. And some of them are greener than this, but I just think they are just so beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And they're punched in. Doily coffee-dyed paper. We're in the center of the last signature. Here's its little glass beads. Wood. There's wood beads, plastic beads, glass beads. And then we're on the back side. I'll flip through that. You can see if there's any decorations. Oh, I don't have this on the front side. It's a recipe book. Recipes for macaroons and oatmeal macaroons and oatmeal sugar wafers. All handwritten, very old. Got that from my aunt. Her church always made those yearly recipe books and sold them. Extended this page, did some sewing on it. There's punching on either end of the children's book page. This is the French page with a little collage. And on the back, it's got the triple pocket, all these different note cards, journal spots, journal cards, journal tags, quite a lot in this pocket. It's a triple pocket too. More of that wrapping paper. French paper, I actually threw this in a dye bath. You have yellows, and I left all the notes on it. And the back of that almanac book page, and I've got a little collage here of an owl, and just, frou-frou it up a little bit. Notebook paper with a strip offcut from a children's book page that was too large for a book, for a journal. And then I added that cute little flower. We have more of the poetry book, and it's too wide, like I had said, so I flipped that down, made a belly band, and filled it with papers for you to write on, various different kinds of papers, full sheet of writing paper, punched on the edge, graph paper, scrapbook paper, mulberry paper, stationery. This is a full sheet, and you can write on both sides of it. Really cute with the dragonfly. I'll put that back in a minute. Oh, and I wanted to show the collaging with all the old stamps. They're just so beautiful. And then we're back to the parchment paper, baking sheet paper. And this is under here. I added this great little floral book page. It's the whole page out of a very vintage Victorian illustrated floral book, and took one of the pages out, and I just attached it with brads, and then I decorated the flat here, and put one of my button flowers on it, and then gave you more writing space on the back. And then we have more atlas and drawing book page, and I added to that. And then we're at the end of that signature in the back of the journal. Now that's a nice big journal. It's chunk full. Like I said, it was approximately 10 by 8 by 3 spine. And the picture, the goodies, the backer board that's so pretty, the bookmark, the pen and ink. We've got a tassel, book page tassel. Oops, I'm bumping the camera, I'm so sorry. The doily, and all the ribbon that's been hand dyed. So I hope you enjoyed that. Come back for more videos if you like this one. Ring the bell, do a like, subscribe if you feel like it. But I enjoy making these, and I'm going to keep showing them because I have oodles of them. I've been making them for 5 years now. So I'll start listing my journals and putting them in my store, Etsy, Folk Art Wings at Etsy.com, and I'm Folk Art Wings on YouTube. So come back again. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.